I use Claude Code, Codex, Cursor, Grok, and Hermes. They all stop for different reasons, on different clocks, and inside different quota pools. I got tired of opening separate dashboards after a job failed, so I built one terminal roster that answers a simpler question. Which coding CLI can take the next task? Most comparisons rank models. That wasn't my problem. Mine was operational. A long coding job would stop, and I'd have to figure out whether the account was exhausted, whether one model pool was blocked, when the limit reset, and which other CLI still had room. The providers expose those facts differently. Claude reports rolling windows. Grok can expose a weekly record. Codex and Cursor may split capacity across pools. Billing data can show up without proving the next request can actually run. A single percentage is not enough. This is llmquota. It's a local terminal dashboard for 5 metered coding CLI tools: Claude, Codex, Cursor, Grok, and Hermes. Each collector owns one provider boundary. It reads the local authentication state and the provider usage source that exists for that CLI. Then it normalizes only the facts the source can support. That's the key word, only. When a probe fails, the dashboard doesn't turn that into zero usage. Authentication without current headroom does not make the provider ready. Unknown stays unknown. That keeps me from sending a long job to a route just because the data is missing. Each card keeps a few facts separate. First is the CLI installed and authenticated. Second, which provider and model are active for that CLI. Third, which usage windows are authoritative for the current route. Fourth, when do those windows reset? And fifth, does the evidence prove that the next request is available, blocked, or still unknown? Those are not interchangeable fields. A billing pool can be exhausted without blocking included usage. A secondary model pool can be full while the active model still has room. A provider can return account information without proving weekly capacity. The parser tests cover these cases because a polished meter is worse than no meter if it points at the wrong pool. Claude, Codex, Cursor, Grok, and Hermes are not always separate model routes. For example, Hermes can run through an OpenAI Codex provider. The dashboard groups matching provider routes so I can see that relationship, but it keeps the cards separate unless the source proves they share one quota pool. That's the part that matters. Two tools pointing at OpenAI does not automatically mean they consume the same allowance. Visual grouping is context, not proof of shared capacity. The roster then makes one bounded recommendation. The who and hop commands look for a ready CLI with authoritative headroom. Lower utilization can win, but missing usage evidence doesn't. The recommendation isn't saying one model is smarter. It doesn't know the task, the codebase, or the quality bar. It answers a narrower question, based on current quota evidence: which ready coding CLI has the most room? Task routing still belongs in the job definition. This tool handles capacity, not product strategy. Reset times are another place where dashboards lie by accident. Provider payloads may return an absolute timestamp, a relative duration, or malformed data. llmquota normalizes valid reset facts into calendar times and countdowns. Ambiguous timestamps stay unknown. Impossible dates stay unknown. A billing reset is not allowed to masquerade as the reset that controls request availability. The parser is strict because a wrong reset time can waste the rest of a work session. The live dashboard contains local account and billing context, so public screenshots need a separate privacy path. Anonymous mode removes account identity, profile names, local paths, referrals, prices, pending plan changes, renewal details, discounts, and monetary usage rows. It keeps the provider cards, active routes, usage percentages, and reset evidence I need to explain the tool. I caught a real leak while preparing this video. The first anonymous capture still showed prices and billing state. The unit fixture had never included the new plan fields. I added the missing regression case, rebuilt the tool, and captured it again. The renderer was still deriving public list prices from the plan name. So anonymous mode now removes the plan field before rendering. The full test suite passes, and the final capture keeps the useful quota evidence without the billing data. A release gate should catch that failure before a screenshot goes public. llmquota doesn't support every AI model or every CLI. It doesn't switch accounts, launch coding agents, or decide which model is best for a task. Its local ring bus is an advisory mailbox, not a scheduler, lock, or trusted orchestration layer. And when a provider doesn't expose enough current evidence, the result stays unknown. Those limits are part of the product, not caveats to hide. The repository is linked below for developers using more than one AI coding CLI. Run it locally, check the source for each provider, and treat unknown as a real result. The goal isn't to squeeze more work from every model. It's to stop discovering the wrong limit halfway through the job.